Hi, I'm Dan Coten, President of the Chicago Bar Association. Legendary football coach Lou Holtz spoke at the Chicago Bar Association many years ago on the topic of leadership. And Coach Holtz said that the key to leadership is getting people involved. And with that came the Leadership Institute. Because a couple of years ago, we had meetings with the senior partners in many of Chicago's big law firms. And we learned from those partners that the associates in those firms no longer need the CBA for CLE credits. They don't really need the CBA for committee meetings. But what they really need is training in leadership and business development skills. And from that came last year's inaugural class of the Leadership Institute. We've been thrilled by the quality of the applicants we got for last year's class. We were even more impressed by the commitment shown by these students as they went through this entire year process. We're very happy to learn that so many of these students gained a lot from the program, and their remarks were very positive in terms of the feedback they're giving us. And we're looking forward to these students serving as alumni mentors for next year's Leadership Institute class and for many classes into the future.
My name is Ray Koenig. I am the managing member of Clark Hill's Chicago office. I also had the honor to serve as chair of the CBA Leadership Institute committee. We worked hard over the last year with CBA staff and senior leadership to develop the curriculum, the program, and everything that our first year participants, our first cohort of participants just went through. Going through the Leadership Institute's program allows associates to really dig in deep and learn what their personal strengths are, things that they're really good at, as well as their personal weaknesses in a really friendly and collegial environment that's designed to encourage them to improve upon their weaknesses. I also believe that the associates are going to be developing skills that, as I said, law firms generally don't teach. They're going to be learning skills in the classroom, so to speak, and then they're going to be asked to use those skills in the law firm environment as they move on. And then I think one of the most important advantages of joining the Leadership Institute and becoming a member of a cohort is that you are a member of that cohort for the rest of your career. You will be associated with the other attorneys in that cohort for the rest of your career, and you're going to be able to develop lifelong and career-long relationships that should help you network and become a better attorney and bring in more business.
I decided to participate as a senior associate. As I was looking ahead toward my career path as a partner in a law firm, there were all these skills that I saw partners had that I needed to work on.
When I heard about the program and the CBA's interest in developing a program for leadership, the idea of an attorney being a leader, someone who actually gets out in front of either anticipating or helping solve a problem before it's brought to them by a panicked client. It was a really interesting concept.
Well, I am the executive director of a multi-employer bargaining association, and in my role as the executive director, I have a lot of committees I work with, and I lead those committees. So having to lead committees made up of 30 people from various construction contractors throughout the city, it's very important to learn how to lead people from different backgrounds.
As I saw it as an opportunity to learn from the best of not only the legal minds but business minds in the city.
After each class, the next day I would go back to my office and review what we had gone over and just try to incorporate a lot of the tips that not only the teachers had given us but also the other participants in the class.
It kind of forced me to be more strategic about certain things, like when I really need to focus on getting something done, maybe turn the sound off on emails or create a rule where if it's really important, those emails will ring through and others won't, for a while, and check them regularly, that sort of thing.
I took to heart a lot of the leadership programming in terms of identifying how you lead best and identifying how other people work best with you.
Using some of the skills and tools that we learned to be a better communicator, a more effective communicator, and overall just more efficient in the services that we provide to our clients.
People kind of came to the program with different strengths and weaknesses, and so if you had a weakness and one of the programs was able to kind of develop that for you, then you can take that and go back to your day-to-day practice and work on it.
And I took away a lot of the tips from the people who are teaching us, but also our fellow students in the classroom on things that work for them, relating to time management or dealing with, people that maybe have different personalities than you on a team.
Incorporating into your practice a diversity of ideas and a diversity of a team. If you're working with just one person who's just like you, I don't think you're going to get as polished of a work product.
All the tips about recognizing how people work in a group and how you can switch between being a leader and a group member, and utilizing those roles to bring the group forward in the most effective way. I thought that was an excellent segment.
We all admire the partners that we have at our firms, and we all think that we are the best of the best. But I think it's really, really important when you're trying to improve yourself and be the best that you can be, is to learn from others and find out what other people are doing in your industry and in your field.
I got to know a lot of really good people. I've already met with them outside of the class, so I'm forging a network.
You gotta invest in yourself. There's just so much if you want to advance and be successful, whether it be in business or be in a law firm setting. And there's only so much time in a day. If you work and spend all of your time just working and plugging away at it, there's so much out there that you need to develop that you might not necessarily be developing.
I think if anyone's ever asked themselves the question, why didn't I go to business school? Because you're missing out on all these skills on how to run a business, how to lead groups of people and motivate groups of people to go your way, then the Leadership Institute is definitely something to consider.